A KSL Sports Beat presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Presented by SportsMedUtah.com.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to Game Night Live. Rod Zundel here, Jeremiah Jensen there. It is Championship Saturday here in the Huntsman Center. 2 state titles for the boys basketball state tournament on the line, the 4A and 5A. And Jeremiah, the first game, 4A, that was a barn burner. Heartbreak and ecstasy all at the same time in just a matter of seconds. But the second game, boy, I tell you what, the 5A Steamroller Express rolled on today, didn't it?
Well, look, Lone Peak was a team on a mission. They had a very special thing they had a chance to do today. Win 4 consecutive state championships, something that had never happened in Utah State history. They had a chance to do that today. Yes, Rod, they were a team on a mission. Standing in their way, though, a very good Pleasant Grove team, one of 2 teams that beat them this year. It looked like a very good matchup on paper. Lone Peak jumped out to an early lead. Frank Jackson with the jumper. Pleasant Grove would bounce back and close the gap. Nate Didrikson spots up from 3, and he hits to cut the lead to 3. Then the Vikings go to their star inside. Matt Conway goes to work and cuts the gap to 1. But then TJ Haas heats up for the Knights. He had 18 first-half points. And even when he's almost 30 feet away from the hoop, he can still be deadly. No shot is out of range for Haas. He kept dropping threes, and that gap would widen. He also got plenty of support from Zach Frampton. He had 21 first-half points. The Knights were rolling up 18 at the half. The onslaught continues in the second half. TJ Haas continues to light up the scoreboard. He finished with 29. The Knights leave no doubt, and they make history. The first school in Utah to win 4 consecutive state basketball titles.
Yeah, Jeremiah, 4 straight state championships, and we've got the main core here. Let's start with you, Coach Quincy Lewis. 4 in a row. When you talk dynasty, we're looking at it right here.
Boy, these guys have worked so hard, and boy, I'll tell you what, it's fun. It is fun.
Okay, so let's just take a look back at this game today. You guys just steamrolled right from the opening tip. Zach Frampton, second quarter, 18 points, 3 three-pointers for you. You were possessed in that second quarter.
You know, my teammates were getting me the ball, and it's fun to play with these guys because they're, you know, they're looking for me, and so I'm just grateful to play with these great guys and great coach.
You know, Coach, these 2 get a lot of attention for good reason, but this guy right here, a very important member of your team. Talk about Zach and his contribution.
Tell you what, he's an experienced guy. He's rebounded. He's played defense. You look at his rebounding numbers, they're off the charts. But, boy, they left him a little bit in that second quarter, and we got it going, and we beat an awfully good team tonight in PG.
All right, back to the game here. All right, TJ Haas, you know him, you love him, you know, one of the Haas brothers. 29 points. You had 8 threes in this ball game, and they weren't right at the line. They were like 10 feet back. I don't want to say Jimmer range. I'm not going to say it, but you were way back. You had that feeling today, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just trying to stay aggressive and started feeling a little bit there and got a few deep. So. Okay,
so 4 straight state champions. I saw you come off when the buzzer sounded, raising your fingers, 4, and you were pumped.
Yeah, no, this is the best feeling in the world, and to do it 4 times in a row and make history with these guys, it's been such a blast. I'm so lucky to be a part of it.
Okay, can you put this into perspective, how this team was able to do it for the last 4 years? What was so special about these group?
No, this team works extremely hard. You know, Coach Lewis has us day in and day out working as hard as we can, and I think it shows. So.
Okay, Frank Jackson, you're a sophomore. You're losing these 2 guys. You still have Quincy, still have a lot of talent left. What have you learned from these guys to keep it going?
So much. I mean, coming to this season, I wasn't, you know, as tough as I could be, and Coach installed this in me, and so did my teammates, just being mental tough, and you know, it's really helped.
You know, Frank, the pressure's on you. You got to carry on this legacy. He has high expectations for you moving forward. This guy has, and this guy have high expectations moving forward.
That's right, but you know, our team next year we're going to be really good, and I can't wait.
Okay, so Coach, you know, it's a 4-peat. You heard your student body saying 4-peat, 4-peat. Have you guys talked about a 5-peat yet?
Hey, we're not talking about that yet. I'm just trying to get to the locker room.
Yeah, you said you might be wet when you come talk to us. I guess the Sprite hasn't flowed yet, right?
Oh, that's going to come soon.
Is it Sprite?
I don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be a lot of it, I can tell you that.
All right, TJ Haas, congratulations, 4 in a row. Zach Frampton, congratulations. And now, like they said, the pressure's on you. And Coach, man, what a dynasty you have built here. Congratulations, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. The main core, the 4th in a row state champions in 5A. Just an awesome dynasty right there. Never been done before. So congratulations. All right, now that was this game. These guys steamrolled over Pleasant Grove, but Jeremiah, the 4A championship matchup. Wow, did that have some pressure down the stretch?
That was a thrill. Like these guys, Bountiful was the favorite in 4A. They were the team that everyone thought was going to win, but everyone forgot about Orem. 2 years ago, they won a state title, and 3 of their starters were on that team. It made for a great matchup in the 4A championship game.
Let's go, Tigers!
Both student sections fired up for the 4A state championship. Orem gave their fans something to cheer about in the first quarter. Ethan Chatterley with a steal and layup, giving the Tigers a 12-5 lead. The Braves would close that gap in a hurry. Sam Merrill, he knocks down a 3-point shot. Then Zach Celius, the BYU commit, with the steal and the layup. He had 8 points and 4 steals. Then Bountiful takes the lead on a Jordan Bleak 3-pointer. They led by 4 at the half. Sam Merrill had a game-high 23. He beats the third-quarter buzzer, giving the Braves a 4-point lead. Orem keeps pace in the 4th. Quinn Peters finds a cutting Dalton Nixon. Bountiful's lead is cut to 1. Bountiful led by 3 with 1 minute left when Quinn Peters gets a rebound and a putback. Orem's back within 1. Then Peters, with one of his 5 steals, gives Orem the lead. He had 10 points. Bountiful quickly answers on the other end. Merrill for 2 more, and the Braves take back the lead with 12 seconds left. Bountiful has the ball. 1-point lead, but they're called for 5 seconds while attempting to inbound the ball. Trevor Lloyd is stunned, and Orem has new life. One last chance for the Tigers with time running out. Dalton Nixon is fouled with 2 seconds left. He goes to the line for 2 shots. Down 1, his first is off iron. He still has his second attempt, but it's off the mark. This year, the ball bounces Bountiful's way. The Braves are 2014 state champs, their first championship since 1997. How much did falling short last year drive you guys to get to this point?
It's everything. We want to win every year, and it feels good to do it. It's always nice to have it go your way, and it's always nice to win. And we played our heart out, and we went out. Sam led us the whole way. He did what he had to do, and he led us to this win.
They're going on to college life. They got academic scholarships. I got 3 academic all-staters, and Sam's got a scholarship. So I'm as happy as can be for the future of those kids. And to finish it like this, they deserve it. They really do, because they've worked hard.
All right, Rod, you'll remember last year, Bountiful and that heartbreaker to Skyview, Jalen Moore's half-court buzzer beater. They had to think about that all year. They were so motivated this year, and good things come to those who wait. They were on the other end. They got the better bounce today, and now they're celebrating their first state championship in a long, long time.
And, of course, we broadcast these games live on KSL and DeseretNews.com, and we mentioned that and show that highlight of Jalen Moore. Incredible finish. And poor Dalton Nixon, I mean, one of the greatest players in the state of Utah, and he's a great free throw shooter. And it just wasn't his time. But he's going to have many more times to shine when he goes down and plays for BYU and Dave Rose. So.
Those won't be his last free throws in a big game, I guarantee you that. No,
so I know nobody feels worse than he does right now, but you can't take away a great season by, both of those teams. And what a win by Bountiful, huh?
That's everything we wanted in a 4A state championship game. They gave it to us. That was tremendous.
That was special. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, relive this past week on how these 4 teams arrived to today's championship. That's when Game Night Live comes back to the Huntsman Center. All right, welcome back to Game Night Live, and welcome back to the Huntsman Center, the side of the 4A and 5A State Boys Basketball Championship games. Lone Peak winning their 4th straight championship, and Bountiful, after the heartbreak a year ago, they won it today as well. And Jeremiah, let's find out how Lone Peak and Pleasant Grove got to today's 5A championship. Let's go back to the 5A quarterfinals. Pleasant Grove came out with rangefinders in hand, shooting and connecting from way back. Vikings hit 7 of 9 3-pointers in the first half alone to take a 7-point lead at the break. In the third quarter, Alta trying to close the gap on PG. Carter Heslop, he drops the 3. That cuts the PG lead to 5. But Pleasant Grove would play long ball as well. Forrest Pincock, he was 4 of 6 from 3-land. He had 18 points. And then Riley Court, he was 4 of 5 from long range. And Court again, he finished with 16. Matt Conway, he did it inside though. He led PG with 25. The Vikings build a 20-point lead in the third, and they coast to a 23-point win. Pleasant Grove will play the winner of American Fork and Brighton. AF led by 4 at the half. Then comes the third quarter. American Fork's Brandon Bailey knocks down the 3. He had 2 of them. Then they go inside to Ryan Andrus. And once more to Ryan Andrus. Andrus, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Tyler Rawson takes his turn, and the American Fork lead is up to 18. At the third quarter buzzer, it's Spencer Johnson. Wondering why no highlights for Brighton? Well, they didn't have any. They went scoreless in that third quarter. 0 to American Fork 17. Cavemen win it by 23 and advance to Friday's semis. Final seconds of the first half, Copper Hills trailing by 6 and with the ball. Zach Hoffman's half quarter cuts the lead to 3 and shifts momentum to the Grizzlies. Copper Hills would ride Old Mo into the third quarter. Trevor Hoffman, sweet pass to Porter Hawkins. Then in the fourth, it's Preston Sanchez. The sweet scoop there, and the Grizzlies have a 6-point lead. Davis in a bit of trouble. They need something to happen, and they get it from Jesse Wade. He drops the 3. That cuts the lead to 2. Then Elijah Kletzley. He gets another one, and the lead is down to 1 with a minute left. After a Copper Hills free throw to go up 2. Davis working for the final shot. Abel Porter over to Jaden Ryan at the buzzer, and we head to overtime. In OT, Jesse Wade. The Darts were up 3 with 30 seconds left, but in comes Charlie Olson. 5 straight points. He cuts the lead to 1. Final 10 seconds. Copper Hills now down 2. It's stolen away by Davis. But the layup is blocked by the Grizzlies, so here we go down to the other end. It's a 3 to take the lead with 3 seconds left. But it's off the iron. The Darts would hit a couple of free throws, and Davis avoiding the upset, 66-62 in overtime. Oh, look now, it's Hot Dog Boy. Darts would then meet the winner of Lone Peak and Bingham. Not fazed at all by Lone Peak's resume of 3 straight state titles. Jordan Evans drops the 3, and the Miners had a 10-point lead in the second quarter. No problem for TJ Haas. Halftime buzzer, he beats it. That finishes off a 13-2 run. Lone Peak up 2 at the half. All right, let's go right to the fourth quarter. Haas from deep. That put the Knights up 8. Bingham would come right back, though. Yoli Childs, man, did he have a big double-double on the night. Back-to-back buckets. He had 22 points, 17 rebounds. The Miners had a lead by 2 late, but TJ, he would put up a career-high 42 points. That's a Lone Peak scoring record, but it was just good enough to send this thing into overtime. Final 15 seconds of OT. Miners up 2. Lone Peak's Frank Jackson, the sophomore. That'll tie it up at 75, but Bingham still has some time to win it. Oh, they get a great look. Here it is. That close to pulling off the biggest upset of the season. So we go to double overtime, and that's when the Knights would break away from the Miners, and Lone Peak avoids the big upset with the 3-point win to move on to the semifinals to take on Davis. All right, so that moves us to last night's semifinals, and we had some good games as well there, Jeremiah.
Yeah, we had some interesting matchups. 3 of the 4 teams are from Region 4, 3 of the 4 teams from Utah County, and then, of course, that much-anticipated matchup between Lone Peak and Davis. We've been waiting for this matchup all season, and it didn't disappoint. Lone Peak and Davis in the semifinals. TJ Haas continues to light up the scoreboard, but Davis kept pace in the first quarter. Abel Porter with the 3. The game was tied after 1. Porter led Davis on a run in the second quarter. This gave the Darts a 5-point lead. But no lead is safe when you face Haas. He keys a 10-0 run for Lone Peak. He hits back-to-back 3-pointers. Then Zach Frampton gets in on the act. He's going to cap off the run with a 3. Lone Peak led by 5 at the half. Davis big man Elijah Kletzley, he had a big game. 23 points and 11 rebounds. Darts keeping it close in the third. But Frank Jackson hits a 3 to give Lone Peak a 5-point lead entering the fourth quarter. Down 8, Davis makes a run. Jesse Wade, the Gonzaga commit. He buries the 3. Moments later, Porter's turn. He hits. The game's tied at 59 with 4:30 left. Davis led by 1 with 3:40 in the game. That's when Lone Peak goes on a run of their own. Frank Jackson gives the Knights the lead. He had 20 points. Then Haas takes over the game. TJ had 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Lone Peak is 1 win away from becoming the first school in Utah history to win 4 consecutive state basketball championships. American Fork and Pleasant Grove fighting for the right to play Lone Peak in the 5A title game. Tyler Rawson had himself a great tournament. He's a great shot blocker. So Pleasant Grove steps out and knocks down 3s instead. Forrest Pincock, he had a couple. BYU signee Ryan Andrus is 6'9", and he can shoot from beyond the arc. He had a great first half for the Cavemen. More from Rawson. He flirted with the triple-double. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, gets the hoop and the harm. AF led by 5 at the break. Andrus beats the buzzer for 2 of his game-high 26 points. The second half was a different story. All PG. Hayden De Hoyos. He had 14 points, 12 of them from 3-point shots. Matt Conway had another big game, 20 points, including this 3-point play to put the Vikings up for good. They go on an 8-0 run. Mark Sheffield puts an exclamation point on a 68-65 win. Boy, so many great players in those 2 games. I look forward to seeing them go to the college level, and some of those guys will be back next year. It'll be fun to see them develop.
And that led us to the 5A championship game. Lone Peak steamrolling over Pleasant Grove to win their 4th straight. All right, now let's talk 4A state tournament, and we begin with the quarterfinals on Wednesday, and let's begin with Bountiful and Mountain View. We start in the third quarter. Mountain View senior Spencer Conrad up and in the hack. 8-0 run by the Bruins. They grab a 1-point lead, but Bountiful would respond quickly. Sam Merrill, he had 16. Zach Celius led the Braves with 19. Bountiful comes back with a 10-0 run, and they win it by 15. So the Braves meeting up with the winner of old rivals Olympus and Highland. Rams Brandon War cuts the Titan lead to 6. War had 12. After that, it was all Ole. Alec Monson leading the way, and Olympus advancing to Friday semis with Bountiful. Springville and Roy. Royals playing without their big 6'9" star. Bricott Chapman suspended for violating team rules. Late in the 4th, Roy's Cody Hobbs cuts the Red Devils lead to 2. But Springville's Rhett Clark would lead the way for the Red Devils with 13. Springville pulls off the upset and moves on to the semis. Red Devils will play the winner of Kearns and Orem. Kearns with a good first quarter. Vines dropping the 3 ball. He had 10. Cougars up 2 after 1. But after that, it was all Dalton Nixon. He owned the middle. And Orem held Kearns to single digits each of the final 3 quarters and advanced to the semis against Springville. All right, so that's the quarterfinal story. That leads us to the semifinals. Got to mention, of course, Bricott Chapman not playing because of a suspension. We mentioned that for Roy, but Olympus also had to play without their star player, Jake Lindsay. Last Friday at practice, broke his hand. He's averaged 18 points a game, but Olympus made it all the way.
They really did. Yeah. You know what? They gave Bountiful one heck of a run in the 4A semifinals. They were within 4 in the 4th quarter. A great basketball game. We also had Orem and Springville, former couple of Utah County teams battling it out in the 4A semifinals. Orem and Springville in the 4A semifinals. Orem was in control early. And Quinn Peters fights for the rebound, gets the putback, and is fouled. Springville would respond. Max Terry sets up and hits a 3. Then just before the end of the first quarter, Andrew Slack cleans up the mess before the horn sounds. Red Devils were within 2. Orem would go on another run in the second quarter. Peters drives the hoop and scores. The Tigers led by 8 at the half. That gap widens in the second half. Cooper Holt for 3. He had 16. Then Peters hits from outside. He had a game-high 20. Orem held Springville to 32% shooting. Dalton Nixon with the vicious block. The Tigers will play for the 4A state championship thanks to a 61-46 victory. 4A semifinal, Olympus and #1 Bountiful. The Braves came out red hot. Zach Celius buries a 3. Now it's Sam Merrill's turn. Utah State signee. And then Sam dishes to Celius for 3 more. The BYU commit. Bountiful opens a game with a 14-4 lead. Olympus would rally thanks to hot shooting from the 3-point line. John Pettit led the way. His 6 points were huge. The Titans come all the way back to take the lead. Spencer Williams gives Olympus a 23-22 lead in the second quarter. Bountiful would respond and take back the lead before the half. More scoring from Sam Merrill. Braves led by 8 at the half. Their lead grows to 16 in the third. Celius, just a junior with a great drive to the hoop. Then just before the end of the quarter, Merrill gets the bounce to go his way. Olympus would keep fighting. Connor Haller cuts the lead to 4 with 3 minutes left in the game. But Zach Celius kills the rally. He had a game-high 20, and the Braves earn a spot in the 4A championship game.
All right, Zach Celius, he's only a junior. He had a big tournament. Yeah.
Boy, and he's committed to BYU. The Cougars are going to love having him.
And he's got another year for the state championship. All right, we got an update on the 1A Boys Championship. Monticello leading Penguich down in Richfield, 31-28, 30 seconds left. We'll try to have a final before we get out of here. All right, we're going to take a break. Jeremiah, the Huntsman Center, a lot quieter right now than it has been the last 4 or 5 hours.
It's a little unsettling.
We'll be right back. All right, congratulations to Bountiful and Lone Peak winning the 4A and 5A championships. We'll be back at 10 o'clock to wrap up the entire day of March Madness. Thanks for watching. See you later.